Hey guys, so today's Friday and it's the second week back to school, but the first week back in the machine shop. We had a pretty concise project for this week. Ian and Neil over winter break, they went to UCI and there they met with some people and basically got a project for us to work on, and so that's what we did this week. So you'll have Ian explain it, but that's just kind of a heads up. This is the week of the TRIGA tube. Please enjoy. Hopefully it makes sense. What's happening today?
So this is the schematic for the TRIGA tubes for UCI's TRIGA reactor. And these tubes haven't been manufactured since 1967. They're not available anymore because the company that used to sell the materials went belly up back in '91. And the company that built the nuclear reactor, General Atomics, basically doesn't have any relevant parts for that reactor today anyway. So the issue that we have is we don't know what material this is made of because they call it selenase fortiflex, and we are having a hard time trying to figure out exactly what that's supposed to mean. We believe it's high density polyethylene. This is one plastic that they tried using. I'm not even sure what this is, but the original TRIGA tubes lasted for 50 years. This one lasted for less than a week. So we're basically building what's called the test coupon, which is where we can have the sample loading capability from the top, which is the part that me and Carmen have been machining. So that you can load and unload this thing inside and outside of the reactor chamber. We're just going to put a high dose of neutrons on this thing, and we'll see if our HDPE plastic, which is we're about 80% sure is what this stuff is made of, will hold up or not. We shall see. Test coupon.
And how come we're... So then from what I understand, this piece was one that they commissioned out. So they had another company make these. It's not exactly spot on, but the material was not nearly what they used to use.
So they didn't do the great research on that to see. So we're building, this is where the loader is. So we need somewhere we can come in, hook up onto the loader, pull this thing out of the reactor. I'm actually going to cut another hole down here on the bottom that's even bigger than this diameter, because we want this material near the end to be really ultra thin. We want to do damage to this thing. We want to simulate what's this thing like, and we want to throw it in for a few weeks, but know what the damage will look like, the equivalent of a few years.
And what's this material again?
This is high density polyethylene.
Okay.
So the reason why we think that selenase fortiflex is HDPE, that's an acronym for high density polyethylene, is we found an old patent from the 1970s that mentioned this and also basically said it was HDPE. Patents aren't always right. So, but the science behind the material, as far as how it works, there's very little what's called cross branching on polyethylene, which means it should be pretty good for neutron bombardment. So
cool.
We think that it would, just looking at the materials properties, we think that this would be good for a high neutron flux environment. You ever cut nylon before? I think it's the first time, right? So this stuff, it's so hard to machine. Yeah, it's a real pain in the ass. So whenever you're working with plastics, so it's like, you know how we usually want like a really nice sharp point on the end of our bits? Plastics, you actually want a bit of a radius on it. So let's see. Oh, here it is. This one got really funky. So instead what you do is you make this rounded here. So instead of having like this sharp corner, you have that nice round radius, and then when you're cutting on your piece, it just makes a really nice smooth cut. So you just do a real slow feed on it, just go right down it. We're basically gonna make the same exact thing that we see right here, except it's gonna be made out of nylon. And that way we can send them two samples. So we had the HDPE to test, and we had the nylon that they can test as well. So if you wanna get on that blade over there, then I think we'll be good to go. If there's going to be any damage, it should happen right here on our test piece. So this diameter is already cut down to here, so we need a length from here to here of this diameter. You're going to have this collar up on top of this thickness at 1.8125 inch and 1/8.
So how's
really,
How's the progress on this one?
We've discovered that nylon really sucks to the shape.
Okay.
It sticks back on itself after you cut it.
Oh. And is that what we're seeing here?
It's just behaving really weird. It's doing bizarre stuff. Tubes out of nylon I don't think are going to be a regular thing for us. It stinks because on paper that looks like that would work really good in a nuclear reactor. It should be a decent material.
But it's just the practicality of making it. Should we go grab that TRIGA tube?
Yeah, well, let's have Neil do it.
Okay. Show us what you got.
I don't got nothing. Carmen's been working on this, and she bored out this part and made the sides. Their little retractor thing and grab onto this out and pull it back out of the floor.
Cool.
Now it gets shipped to UCI, and they're going to throw it in their reactor and see if this material breaks down or not.
And which material is this again?
HDPE.
It's that HDPE. And then the one that Alicia's working on is the nylon one, right? Cool.
It's like Neil said, we're going to ship that piece out, and they're going to stuff it down in that reactor, and we're going to leave it in there for several weeks. And they'll take it back out, ship it back to us. We'll throw it on an electron microscope, look at the structure, see how it held up. Well, we're going to go drink some beer and teach Neil some trigonometry.
Don't let him rub it in your face.
Right? Yeah, I don't usually do trig manually because if I'm building a part, I'll usually design it in SolidWorks. So current in SolidWorks, so I can just throw dimensions on and not have to do manual trig.
There you go.
Ian likes the manual trig though.
I'm a huge fan of trig. You can do Einstein with trig. Hey, come on, now it doesn't get any fun. You can derive pi with trig, right, Terry?
Yep.
Trig's amazing. You can get a circle from a triangle. I think that's amazing.
Have a good weekend, guys.
Have fun making videos. All right.
Okay.
All right, see you guys.
See ya.